and I can feel it coming on May 4th tonight. Padme. And I remember, don't worry. I killed all those younglings too. It was the first time. The last time I killed all those younglings. Hello, everybody. It's May the 4th be with you day, which is in fact May the 4th. It is also Force Friday, and due to that unholy alliance, I decided to go live to both channels, my master's and my own. In a way, Heineber, it's to assuage the whiny little bitches who are like, why is Z-Dog going live to Vader's channel? And I said, you don't realize we are connected through a force bond. He is bald. I am also bald. He is burned over 90% of his, well, maybe 75% of his body. I'm burned over 90. There's a deep connection, my friends. Feel it and know it.
I thought your favorite holiday was Cinco de Mayo, which is tomorrow.
Well, I can't lie. That's the day that I wake up at Cinco de Mayo. By noon, it's Drinko de Mayo. And by 10 p.m., it's Drinko de Drinko. And at that point, I'm just like, oh. Whoever's nearby, it's usually the guy at Chevy's, you know, the guy who works on the máquina that makes the tortillas. He's usually the closest victim that I have at hand, and I just... So what's going on in the news,
So
Heineber?
check it, DV. A lot of peeps want you to talk about this whole Alfie Evans, this Alfie Armies thing. Have you kept up with the story? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, you mean the Charlie God story?
No, it's the same thing, but different kid, because England likes to kill babies, apparently.
Same day, different baby.
That's right.
Is that what you're saying?
That's right.
This is the thing about England. Okay, first of all, this stuff happens in the U.S. all the time. We just, hide the bodies. Well, we don't talk about it. We keep our stuff under wraps, okay? But in England, it becomes an international event when a child has irreversible, terminal brain degeneration that will lead to no quality of life. And in the absence of life support, no life at all. Therefore, the hospital determined that it was futile to deliver further care. However, the parents disagreed. This happens. We go to the ethics committee. They then went to the courts. The courts agreed with the medical team that this would induce suffering in this youngling who has a terminal disease. Unfortunately, it escalated from there. The next thing you know, they unleashed this army of droids called Alfie's Army. Okay, there's this thing called Twitter, Heineber. Have you heard Twitter? What is it?
Twitter. You got it right the first time. Twitter.
Twinter.
Twitter.
Twinkie.
Twitter.
So on Twinkie, people are twinking all over the place about how Alfie is, being murdered and euthanized by the state and how big government is destroying everyone. And they're like, this is what happens when the empire runs healthcare. And I'm like, no, this is what happens when an unfortunate and very sad child gets very sick and his parents don't accept it, but they need to accept it because the medical team knows that further treatment is suffering. Simple as that. So Alfie's Army, if you're watching now, come at me, bro. Come at me and I will just... I've killed younglings before. I will do it again. I will kill adults. I've done that as well. I'm dark side for life, people. May the 4th not be with you because you suck. You are abusive to the staff. Hashtag silent no. Dead.
By the way, twinking means something very different in the gay community.
It's trending.
Anyway, a lot of people have been talking about like lean process. Does your hospital, your intergalactic hospital that you work at, do you guys follow lean? Do you do lean?
I went to the first lean meeting and I looked all around and I couldn't figure out what was going on because I realized Barbara hands me a styrofoam cup and there's no purple drank in it. And I'm like, I signed up for a lean meeting and there's no scissorp. How am I supposed to get crunk? It's May the 4th, bitch. I need to get crunk. And they said, no, Veda, it's not that type of lean. It's not the Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang type of lean. It's the type of lean where you study processes and Toyota and medicine as an assembly line, and you make a Toyota out of a person. That's what lean is. And I said, oh, I'm a black belt in that shit. They turned me into a Toyota long ago when I was burned on Mustafa. I'm a Six Sigma lean black belt. By the way, where the hell is my scissorp? Because I need to get crunk with my homie Mike Jones tipping on 4-4s. 4-4s, May the 4th. It all comes together. Force Friday.
Mike Jones. Anyway, did you hear about the guy? There's a CEO who was like a biohacker type dude, and at one point he had injected herpes treatment directly into himself, or herpes and then the treatment or something. Anyway, he died in a flotation tank, which is like all the rage. And since I know that you kind of have your own tank system going on, I just wanted to get your thoughts,
3 things. Anyone who says I has herpes is a liar. Okay, I do not has herpes. Number 2, dying in a Bacta tank, floating in your own excretions, is probably the most compassionate way to die. Number 3, what the hell is a biohacker? Somebody who injects himself with unapproved toxins? I called that Bob back in high school, back on Tatooine. So anybody who like rolls a J, snorts a little paint, huffs some glue, and then hangs out in the pool is suddenly a biohacker? No, this guy was a loser who ended up dying in a puddle of his own piss. That's what happened, okay? May the 4th. Learn about it.
There was another guy in India recently who died because he was trying to take a selfie with a bear. Do you hear about this one?
I did, and I will say this. There's good that comes of any bad. The good is that his one brain cell will now not be lonely anymore because it has been snuffed out by a bear. You're going to take a selfie. Like, you don't go to a taunt. What was that thing that nearly killed Luke on Hoth?
The
Yeti.
The Yeti.
It was an abdominal snowman. And the abdominal snowman goes, "Brrr." If you see that, you don't go, oh, bro, I'm going to go do a duck face with that thing. Check it out. How should I put a beauty filter on because I think he looks a little wrinkly. You don't do that. You just go, you get the F out of there. You get in your land speeder, you hightail it out, right? Or you fly a drone over him and you take pictures. You get an Imperial probe droid. And he takes the pictures.
Be like, yo, bro, I know you're a bear and all, but have you seen this dog filter? It's hella cute. It's hella cute.
It's like, why does this bear look like he's a character from Game of Thrones? What filter is this? You turned him into the Ice King. This is amazing.
All right, here's a great one, Doc. Did you hear about the doc in Georgia who threatened to cut the heads off of her employees? I think her quote was something around like, I'm going to show your severed head to your children.
I don't understand why there's a fuss over that. How else do you manage the staff? You're the boss. Threats of violence usually are highly effective. Listen. Let's say you're a medical assistant in my clinic. Okay. You didn't room a patient fast enough. I might just casually give you feedback to the effect of, that's wonderful. Barbara, you've failed me for the last time. The next last time that you fail me, I will eviscerate you like Luke Han did to that Tauntaun on Hoth, and then I will sleep inside your body overnight. And I'll make your children film it with the Instagram beauty filter. So just know that. It's just some feedback. Otherwise, you're doing a great job. That's just called management. There's nothing, wrong or off about that. But I'm going to tell you, you think I'm burned out, 90% burned on Mustafa. You got to be pretty burned out if you're saying that shit to your team. You know what I mean? I'm just saying someone needs to get her a drink, possibly, yell at her to meditate, which she will ignore, and it's also stupid, and just, Netflix and chill.
Speaking of meditation, when you go in your meditation egg, do you ever take selfies from in there and be like, #NoFilter, or is that too gross? Do people not want to see that?
Instagram pulls them for pornographic content.
Oh, because you look like a testicle, your face.
Look, I don't write the algorithms. I'm just a victim of them. All right? All I want to do is show the world the unfiltered me. And so I put a filter on myself. This is what I love. These Gen Z, whatever the hell they are, iGen kids are like, I'm going to show them my authentic self, so I'm going to put dog ears on me and a beauty filter. What the hell? Just be you. Do you. You do you good. You know, nobody likes you, so just continue to do that and be unliked.
Randy says, my daughter says Doc Vader is for old people. How you feel about that, DV?
Well, your daughter said the first true thing that ever happened. I'm not childish. It's time. What did Obama say? Time to get rid of childish things. Well, stick with me, old people, because I'm a boomer, really, but I feel more like a young Gen X, you know, just like a little bitter, been through some economic turmoil. Okay, I don't use hashtags if I can avoid them, and oh God, why am I so old?
Bethany says your helmet is crooked, bro, and a lot of people say they can see your chin, which is just lazy, DV. Come on.
You know what I say to that? Can you see that? Is that a chin that's visible? Is this the visible spectrum? Oh, let me. You got an AP view. Now let's get the lateral. Get the lateral view. There you go. Now you confirm that in fact I'm flipping you the bird. Okay, get the anterior view. Come on, AP front view. There you go. Confirmed from two. This is why you always get two views on X-rays, people. You never know. I could have just been giving you a thumbs up. You wouldn't have known. But now with the two view, it's confirmed the bird. Your helmet is on crooked.
Vince doesn't agree with you, first of all, about the Alfie Evans thing. He says, so a youngling doesn't get a chance at life because it will cause some pain and suffering, but we will keep an old-timer alive for well beyond their time, pain or not? Seems a little strange, but it's a different country. Focus on America's problems, bro. Focus on the U.S. health system as it is in need of serious help. He schooled you, DV. How do you feel about that?
You know what I think? I think he's absolutely right. Both of those people should die. You should not. Why are you torturing an old person in the oven of the ICU? This is like some kind of horrible experiment gone wrong. The child should get the same dignity that an elder should get, which is choice at end of life to not prolong suffering. Look at me. I did not make an advance directive. I did not tell Padme what my wishes were. Either way, I exceeded her lifespan. And then I was burned. And now look. They put me in this. Now, I would have chosen this because it is dope AF. But what if I didn't? I would have had no choice. This is my ventilator. I live with it, okay? Alfie Evans, I love this. A little bit of pain and suffering. The people who say that have never laid fingers on a patient that has been ventilated long-term in a vegetative state. They have never touched such a patient. And they say things like that because they have no clue. You know who has the clue? The people who take care of these patients every single day. The heroes in that hospital who take care of the patients. And you can send your hate mail to Vader. Actually, send it to logan@turntablehealth.com. and suck it. You're weak with the force. You do not know of what you speak. And if you were in that position suffering as that child did, you would beg to be comfortably let go.
Jonathan wants to know, how do you feel about the controversial use of lightsabers for cauterization?
Well, you know, they are, number one, incredibly sterile because they're 10,000 gigavolts. Number two, Big Pharma has nothing to do with them because they're made by Big Kyber crystal, and that's a whole separate thing. And number three, you don't have to be grounded when you use them, unlike a Bovi. So they're extremely efficient. I highly recommend. Now, my grandson, Kylo RN, he has that screwed up, what the hell is that thing? Just get it fixed, bro, okay? You're rich. You had enough money to build a Starkiller base. Get a better lightsaber. That thing's dangerous. It's not HIPAA compliant either.
Kim wants to know, what's your favorite drug to celebrate this great day of May 4th?
I like to sequence. I start with ketamine. I turn that to 11. Once I'm deep in the K-hole, I hit a little bit of the meth because it brings me up out of the K-hole. Then I make sure that 3PO, who I made, sets my lines of coke very clearly. Because I have to, you know, there's a very complicated exhaust port through which I have to intake that. And then I mellow out with a nice Lagavulin 16-year, very well aged, and a cigar. And then more meth. because I'm tired.
That sounds like a classy day. Have you heard about, like, for some reason, there's a bunch of flies at the VA? Did you hear about this?
This is what happened. They had to close these ORs in the VA because there were flies everywhere. And I'm like, wait a minute. So why is this a surprise? I see maggots in the hospital all the time. They're in every homeless guy's wound. And then you're surprised when there's flies everywhere. Just put a few of those bug zappers in the OR. They smell like the bovies anyways. Just psst, 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 psst. If a fly falls in the wound after being zapped, it's probably sterile. 70% chance. I mean, as sterile as romaine lettuce you get in a bag.
P.S. DV, a lot of people, you put out this clip where you were ranting about integrative medicine and the placebo team, I think you call them, essential oils, basically. A lot of people are mad at you about this because they're like, bro, essential oils, they work, bro. You don't agree? Essential oils?
You know what they call medicine, that alternative medicine that's shown to work? They call it just shut the fuck up. Okay? Because I'm so tired. Okay, if you like to use essential oils, use them. Have fun with them. They are no better than placebo. They are a placebo. Say it with me, people. Placebo.
Placebo.
Most of integrative medicine is a very elaborative, often expensive placebo. Now, should I say don't use a placebo? No, it is powerful with the force. And today is May the 4th. So use your placebos, but do not call them something other than they are. They are connection with our patients. They are spending time. They are a powerful mind-body placebo, but nothing more than that. There is no mechanism that has been shown yet. Otherwise, they would be called medicine. Period. Suck it, Jar Jar, you little bitch. Because I know you're out there mixing up your lavender and your turpentine and whatever the hell else, 16 herbs and spices. Nobody got time for that.
Ashley wants to know, how do you feel about fake doctors like Dr. Mike on YouTube giving out dangerous and terrible advice to people with chronic illnesses? If you kill all his followers and obsessed sheep that spread his word, that would be great. Dr. Mike? I thought he was a real doctor, right?
Well, you know, Dr. Mike's followers are very attracted to Dr. Mike. My followers are very repulsed by Darth Vader. So it's just a different vibe.
Oh, wait, I read it right. Wait, no, my bad. It was Dr. Morse. You ever heard of Dr. Morse?
No. Like Morse code.
Like Morse code.
As in he codes his patients with his stupid bad care. I don't know. No, I haven't heard of this guy, but you know what? Add him to my list along with Mercola, who, by the way, is a Sith Lord. Many people don't realize this. The reason he doesn't want to vaccinate children is he hates younglings. So, you know, Sith Lord Mercola. You and me, buddy.
Let's take it out on this one, DV. How do you feel about medical personnel refusing vaccines and meds?
Yeah, refuse. Go ahead. Do it. And then, you know, when I come in round in the morning and you're there without your vaccines and your meds, you know, hey, oh, hello. Hello, John. Good morning. Good to see you. I heard you didn't want the flu vaccination. And I understand that, you know, you're telling the patients not to vaccinate because of something you read on Mercola.com. That's cool. Let me just. And the great thing, to bring it full circle, on May the 4th, is that the lightsaber is a great cautery, so they don't bleed all over the floor. They just lose the limb, lose the head, lose the wee-wee, whatever it is I decide to chop off. Depends. And they're done. You're done now. You're done now. Man's not hot. Vader's not hot. Never hot.
Well, I think we're out. Any final parting thoughts, DV? What you guys say?
Your dad is 44, but he still called Vader for a draw. Let him know, when I see him, I'm gonna call Jar Jar.
Happy May 4th, everybody. Except you, Jar Jar. You know what you did.
You're a little bitch.